This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Emerald GreenForest. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing fabulously. Thank you so much, Angel. So glad to be here and be able to support you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for passing by. Now, what part of the world are you in right now?
I live in Nashua, New Hampshire. So it's very cold here. We had 2 degrees this morning.
Ouchie. Ooh, ouchie. Well, hey, open invitation to the sunshine if you need to. Yeah, visit the Caribbean.
I'm ready. I'll take you up on that one.
There we go. There we go. I am intrigued by your name, Emerald. Please tell me more about that.
Great question. So my name came from a spiritual transit that happened a couple of years ago in 2016. I was in a kind of a confrontation with my son, who had been doing a lot of drugs. And during that confrontation, he actually told me he was going to cut me up in little pieces and throw me in the river. And I was able to escape from the situation. And within 24 hours of everything happening, I received a name. And so it was clear that this was my name. And I went to the court and I changed it, and now I'm Emerald Peaceful GreenForest.
Love it. Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time, please.
So probably Stephanie Callahan, who's a connection of mine. She recommended that we connect, and I guess which of my talents, it would be the talent of being able to connect with pretty much anybody anywhere in the world. So my connecting talent is what led us to be connected.
That's intriguing. Now, in your story, you just said it was you taking action. I mean, and at one point not taking action. Where did you learn that from? The ability to intuitively take action or not take action. Where did you learn that from?
That's a great question. I think that the best answer to that is, you learn from having experiences. And for many years, I was closed, and then I had I've had several spiritual awakenings and several spiritual openings. So every time you have one of those experiences that's undeniable, you become more and more capable of actually activating intuition and knowing, and you become more trusting of it.
One friend was telling me today, he said, I think a person has to have a spiritual experience before they see the value in who they are as opposed to how much they can make. And you saying what you just said just really puts the cherry on the cake for today for me.
Oh, I would agree that is absolutely correct, what your friend said. And it actually took multiple spiritual awakenings for me to recognize my own value. So the first one, I discovered parts of myself that I didn't even know I had. So I discovered my writer and my speaker and my musician and my performer, and this most recent one, I discovered that I'm worthy, and what I need to do to take care of myself matters.
Love it. Totally agree with that. Now, tell us a bit more about what you do in the daytime, if you would.
Yeah, well, I am a podcaster myself. I host the Men on Purpose podcast, and it would be lovely to have you on the show, Angel, because you definitely are a man on purpose. There's no question about that.
Sounds like fun. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, my excitement is not seen. But yes, sounds like fun. I'll be glad and honored to have a conversation with you. Sure.
Yeah, I think that would be lovely. And I also mentor leaders from all over the world and help them to bring their big vision into reality. And generally speaking, my leaders are change agents, what I would call change agents. They're here to create, big change in the world.
I love it. Yeah, folks, you should see her LinkedIn profile. I have who wrote that? Who wrote the words that described what you do on your profile?
I'm the writer.
Oh my gosh! So I don't think I've ever done this. Let me see, because I read this right today and I was like, wow. So let me do this. Can I read it, please?
Sure.
As one of America's premier experts, I'm totally turned on by creating conscious change and being a connector and catalyst for the creative age leader. Of course, that is a trademark. That's why I changed my voice, right? With presentations on over 500 real world and virtual stages under my belt, I have offered my global contribution to the initiation of the creative age, alongside like-minded visionaries like John Asraf, a star in the blockbuster movie The Secret, super cool movie, and New York Times best-selling authors like Dr. Bernie Siegel, Gay Hendricks, and Steve Olsher. I mean, I have also authored 7 of my own books and been a contributing author to another 15. And I'm a juried artist and photographer for fun. Interesting. Love Gay Hendricks. Wow.
Yeah.
Well
I've
done.
been very fortunate. Thank you. Very, very fortunate to have lots of opportunities to share my message, and I'm very grateful for that, including this opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
One of the other things that so do you want me to talk about business stuff or fun stuff?
Fun stuff, please. Fun, please.
Great. So one of the fun things that I have done consistently over the last 3 years is hula hooping.
Ooh.
So when it's nice weather outside, as soon as the snow melts, I love to go outside and hula hoop. So I have a lot of fun with that. And I spend a lot of time in nature. So spending time outdoors in nature is something that I definitely do consistently.
Why would you suggest other people do that as well?
Oh, definitely. In fact, that's one of the things that I work with many of my clients on is, reminding them that going out in nature is very, very powerful and healing and clearing. It's very, very potent place to be is out in nature.
Well, amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Emerald GreenForest. You can check her out. She is the podcast host of Men on Purpose. Love it, love it, love it. Emerald, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Emerald, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. I'm being shown right now a memory of me sitting in the driveway under the apple tree, under the apple tree beside the driveway, making mud pies with the little apples that were falling off the tree after a rainstorm. So.
How old do you think you were? Did you say? Did you say 3?
Probably 4,
Okay.
4 or 5, maybe. Yeah.
Why do you think this memory pops up?
It's interesting because the other day I was actually working with somebody who I also get help from people. I think that if you're going to be a person who helps other people, it's important for you to know how to reach out and get help as well. And I was reaching out and getting help from somebody the other day, and that memory happened to pop up. So it's fresh and it's here. My mom just passed away on the 10th of January. So a lot of those childhood things are kind of coming up for review. So it's fresh right there at the surface.
Well, please do accept my sympathy on your mother's passing on. But we can celebrate as well, can't we?
Oh, that's exactly what we're doing. We're celebrating.
Definitely. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
How I see that memory connecting to who I am today is I was creating something out of, nothing really. Like I was creating, I was using my imagination. I was putting things together. I was, being very creative. So, yeah.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
All right, I would love that.
I love the combination of what's happening. So I'm guessing you're taking mud from the ground, right, to make the mud pies together with the fruit from the tree. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
There we go. So I love that combination of what it takes to create. And again, everything about your profile says creativity, from the scarf you wear, from you sitting on the steps. Everything speaks to me from a visual perspective of creativity. But to understand the dynamics, you said you invest a lot of time in nature. And to see how that, like the wind, invisibly, just like combines with who you are, the apple, if you would, the fruit of nature, to then create something that is able to be shared, the pie. I love how that looked to me.
Oh, you are beautiful. And I receive that vision. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for seeing in that way. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It's yours. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh my God, when I was 12, probably something by Sean Cassidy. And I can't even remember the songs now, but probably something by Sean Cassidy. If you fast forwarded to 14, I would give you the songs from Saturday Night Fever, like the Bee Gees. All right. Night Fever. That. Yeah.
All right, Bee Gees.
Exactly.
All right, so we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Emerald?
I'm ready.
Emerald, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have several apprentices, yes.
Are you married?
I've been married twice and divorced twice. Right now I'm single.
Do you have children?
I have one, yes.
Do you believe in God?
Say again?
Do you believe in God?
Oh, I absolutely believe in the infinite source, yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do. They are all over the world.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
It's a rare occasion that I ever watch TV.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I would say somewhere around 6, maybe 6.
All right. If you, Emerald, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Emerald GreenForest, what would you say that is?
I would say my statement is clarity is divinity.
Love it. Emerald, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Oh, I would love your audience to receive. If they want to, they can go to emeraldgreenforest.com/gift and receive an audio recording that's my instant clarity exercise. So if they're confused, they can listen to that 8-minute meditation, and by the time they're done, they should be clear.
Love it. Emerald GreenForest.com/gift. Emerald, well, again, great pleasure. Thanks for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.